Chapter 4. Fun and Games.
I started the day earlier than usual. While the rest of the creek residents still slept, I peeked out from my shell, stretched my legs, and then crept stealthily to the creek. I wanted to get in some good swimming practice. I had no intention of letting Flip come so close to beating me again. I had a good swim. I felt in shape and good in the water. Maybe Flip was just as good, or perhaps getting even better. I determined that morning swims would be routine for me from now on. I finished my exercise and stretched out to dry. It wouldn't do for all of the fellows to know what I was up to. I hadn't been sunning myself on the log for long when others began to stir. Woody found me and blinked with surprise at my early rising.
Have you already eaten breakfast?
Nah, thought I'd wait for you. Wasn't too hungry anyway. Sure am hungry now, though, all of a sudden like. Let's go see what we can find. Woody and I ambled off to the creek to look for our breakfast. Fortunately, food was plentiful. I was too hungry to be patient in looking for timid bugs or shy worms. After breakfast, we stretched out on the log again to rest while our food digested. By then, the creek and the bank were busy with activity.
What are we going to do today?
Don't know. I didn't ask Woody what he would suggest. I knew that all the fellows expected me to be the leader, and I liked it that way. I'll think of something. Too early yet. The guys aren't even done eating, and then they'll need some time to stretch out a bit. We waited until the rest of the fellows had all gathered around, and then we waited some more while they sunned and stretched and caught a few winks. By then the sun was high in the sky. The day was moving on, and we hadn't had any action yet. I knew that it was time for me to make a move. Tubbsy was on the end of the log closest to the creek. I directed my question to him. "See any fishermen?" Tubbsy stretched his neck as far as he could and craned to see down the creek. He started to shake his head. "Check upstream."
Yeah, 2 guys up that way.
I could sense the excitement taking hold of all of them. Some of them were grinning, and they hadn't even heard my plan yet. I knew that they wanted to ask, but a leader deserves some respect, so they all held back. I waited, savoring the moment. When I was sure that I had the total attention of all of them, I winked and grinned. Seems those fellas are fishing our creek quite regularly. Not always the same guys. They seem to take turns. New men here all the time. They seem to put an awful lot of importance in their fishing. All eyes watched my face. Now was the time to share my plan, when I had everyone's complete attention. Ever seen one of them when they happen to catch one? They nearly go crazy. They jump and wave that long stick around and act like they caught the only fish in the creek, and no one else has ever been quite that smart. Several grins met my remarks. I continued to wait, wanting them to make the next move, and Tubbsy finally did.
So,
we give them some excitement. If they like to jump and holler and wave their sticks, we'll give them something to jump about. They grinned again. This grin lasted a little longer than the last one.
How?
Watch me. I pushed myself off the log and waddled down to the water. One by one, they all followed.